With the remainder of the time we have left, we're going to be doing a little more exploring of the sine function. And so you're going to be doing this first activity today, and I wanted to give you some instructions on it. We're going to learn about the amplitude of the sine function. So that's our focus. So each activity focuses on something different. So for today, we're just looking at y equals a sine x. So what happens when you have a number here, and how does that change your graph? I'll come back to this part up here. First of all, in your graphing calculator, you must make sure you are in radians because we are working with radians. And so you do that by hitting mode. So if you, for example, here just from this screen, so if you go to mode and then go down and make sure you are in radians, then you're going to adjust your window, and we want -2 pi, and you can actually type that in, -2 and then the pi symbol, but when you hit enter, it will convert that. And our x max is 2 pi. Our scale is pi over 2. And y min is -4, y max is 4, and the y scale is 1. You don't have to worry about the rest. So now when you go to y equals, and we're going to graph 1 times sine x, you wouldn't need the 1, but I'll put it there anyway since they have it there. And you're going to hit graph. So you are not going to, don't do zoom 6 or anything because you'll mess up your window. So when you hit graph, you get this curve. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is just to sketch that. Okay, that was not good. So if you sketch this, and I'm going to just kind of do it like this. Okay, not the greatest. And when I say scale your graph, label some things. Like, for example, we know the tick marks are pi over 2. So this is 0. This is pi over 2. You can see on the y-axis, you can see the tick marks. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be pi over 2. Just a little bit. You don't have to, this is pi, just so that you can kind of look back at this and know, okay, the maximum value is 1. The minimum value is -1. And then you have to find the amplitude, and that's what this is right here. And they tell you how to find the amplitude. I'm going to write it a little different. If you take the max minus the min, and you divide by 2, you get the amplitude. Same thing as this, but max minus min divide by 2. So we're going to take that, so we take the max minus the min and divide by 2. We change that to adding the opposite, so we get 2 over 2, which is 1. And that is what is called the amplitude. So the amplitude of this particular function is 1. Then the next question just says, is the graph increasing or decreasing from 0 to pi over 2? So you're looking at this portion right here. From 0 to pi over 2, you can see it's increasing because it's going up. So you would say increasing. And that's how you're going to fill those out. Then you're going to change the value in front, this a value, you're going to change it to a half and see how it affects your graph. Change it to a 3, change it to a -2, fill in all the information on the chart. Then you have some questions. And the questions are going to have you kind of explore what, to kind of come up with patterns, come up with anything that you notice about that. So that's what your first activity is. That is your assignment for today.